Alrighty, so match 1, round 2. He kept 7 cards. I do not think I can keep this hand. All green spells, no green mana. So here we go. This is something better. We have all 3 of our colors. We have a 2-drop. This hand actually looks pretty great. Jeskai Sage, I am very excited to see how that card performs in Dragon Sealed. I mean, from what I've seen, it's great. I mean, I'd like to play it myself, especially with things like Exploit, where you can sacrifice it and get to draw the card. I'm so excited. However, I still think it's quite a quality card, even in this format, particularly against this opponent with high attack creatures with 1 defense, like that fella, the Surfing Goblin, who I really love the art for. Excellent art on that card. One of my favorites in the set. So, there we go. I mean, it's either he trades, great for me, or he uses one of his removal spells in order to get through, which is also great for me. So, basically I'm pretty happy with this play. I'm also happy that I have the Archer's Parapet in my hand, so I can defend myself. He does have a lot of high attack creatures. Parapet does work against the swine that we saw earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if his deck had something vicious like the Kolagon. I think it's Kolagon, the red-black dragon that dashes in and does mean things. I was anticipating the worst. By the way, you'll find me jumping back and forth between different tenses. I might talk past tense, present tense, future tense. It's a bit bizarre recording the audio this way. Okay, so here we see the Mardu rune mark on the scout, a 5/3. Now I'm definitely inclined to trade. I mean, it's nice to have the creature to block later. However, with red-black, he could have Heel Cutter, he could have other things down the road that stopped me from blocking, so took advantage of the chance. Plus, I drew the mana anyway. So, this is a hard decision. I could play the zero. I can't play the Monastery Flock. The Archer's Parapet, none of them are going to be able to block him at this point. What I decide to do is to play the Einok Guide. The reason for that being, if I draw another mana, I will be able to Dragon Scale boon him and kill this Mardu Scout, and we will effectively 2 for 2. It's a risky play. However, I'm sort of without other options. Advent Surveyor would be perfect for getting rid of that enchantment and removing the Mardu Scout back to the owners, back to his hand. However, that requires 2 more mana. So, a narrow play that is easy to answer. However, it's one of the only options that I had. Regarding the audio for this video, I actually had my cleaning lady come and at the end of the first round, so I stopped recording audio and was just shooting video anyway, so the fact that I'm having to redub all these isn't, I guess, as big of a deal. However, I will say that this is very time consuming and I'm going to avoid it in the future. I often wondered why other players didn't do this, because you can get far better commentary in when you're not playing at the same time. There are 2 answers to that question. The first thing is, I don't necessarily think this commentary is better than when I was initially playing. I think when you're in the moment, it can be a bit more exciting. The other thing being, it's incredibly time consuming doing this, watching these videos again, and I'm not quite self-indulgent enough to get a whole whack of enjoyment out of it. However, it is quite interesting. I love Magic and all of its aspects, so hopefully you enjoy watching these too. So he played the Gore Swine. I've played my Monastery Flock face down. I'm sort of in a dire situation. If he attacks with both, I suppose I would block the Gore Swine with the monastery flock. Okay, so now things are bad. Although it is nice of him to use his kill spell on my Einok Bonkin, which is not that big of a deal to me. 9 damage is a big deal, though. A Surfing Goblin and a Gore at your face is bad. Gotta block it. Gotta kill that piggy. And down to 11 life. And not a great draw. Aven Surveyor is staring me in the face. However, yes, the mandrills are just the best. Gotta love them. They do work all the time. 3 mana, just empty out my graveyard. Hooting mandrills are good when you're ahead. They're good when you're behind. A great creature spell. I also very much like Gurmag Angler, which is a card that he's playing in his deck, and I've played in many of mine. Both are fantastic cards. Okay, so now we see he's keeping up the high attack creatures. Someone is hammering somewhere in the building on something, so hopefully they get that job done soon. Okay, getting another 5. I'm taking it. So yeah, we're in a tough spot right now. The only thing I can consider, the issue here is if I Dragon Scale Boom my Mandrills, I'll make it a 6/6. But if he plays a creature, his Orc Sure Shot gets to give a creature -1/-1 till the end of the turn. So my Hooting Mandrills will then become a 5/5, which means if I block the Mardu Scout, it will die. And if I block the Orc Sure Shot, then I will go down to 1 life. If he decides not to attack with the Orc Sure Shot, then I would still just have to block the Mardu Scout. Things are not looking great. So it's either I play the Dragon Scale Boon, or I play the Archer's Parapet. Playing the Archer's Parapet at least lets me chump block the Mardu Scout for a turn. Here I seem to be upset about the situation at hand. Obviously, it was a hard decision to make. I wasn't thrilled about it, but I decided on the Archer's Parapet. And I'm also probably asking the Gods of Magic to please provide me with a 5th mana for the subsequent turn so I can get my Aven Surveyor out. Getting my Aven Surveyor out would mean that I could bounce a creature and sort of reestablish a defensive board state. Otherwise, I'm just sort of at the mercy of these high attack creatures. And yeah, not too thrilled. The 2 Dragon Scale Boons are looking pretty bad in the deck at this point. I do think it's only a medium strength card. I think it's best in an Abzan deck where you have creatures that creatures that give other creatures abilities if they have +1/+1 counters on them. If that's the case, okay. So yeah, he killed the Parapet. If he attacked with both creatures, I guess I blocked the Sure Shot. This is just a nightmare scenario. The hooting mandrills are frightened. They're hooting with fear. In comes Surfing Monkey Goblin, and I decided to take the damage. The reason being I wanted to have some sort of board state, and then we have Will of the Naga. I only have 1 creature in my graveyard. I had delved the others away to get the monkeys out. My only chance is that he attacks with the Mardu Scout, doesn't play another creature to power down my Hooting Mandrills, and does not attack with the Orc Sure Shot. If he does anything to destroy my Mandrills, I'm done. My only trick is the Dragon Scale Boon, and let me tell you, in this current board state, it is not a very good trick. So I'm sort of just waiting for the axe to fall. And what an axe indeed. Sarkhan has made his appearance. Dealing 4 damage. Okay, thinking of conceding. Not quite though. I'm looking at his clock actually at this point. He's at 8 minutes. I figured I may as well milk the game. I mean, it's his fault for playing a bit slowly, so perhaps he could pay the price for playing slowly, and I could potentially time him out. However, this decision seems to be taking me quite some time. Thinking about quitting again. You know what? Come on, D-KOOP. You've gotten this far. You may as well lose as slowly as possible. So, powered up the monkeys. They survived the attack from Soren. He's probably thinking, okay, big whoop. Seeing as he still has 2 creatures to attack me. So, however, this potentially did make him second guess a couple things. He may be, I doubt it, but he might have wondered for a moment why I had done the choice I had done. It's good to keep your opponents on their toes. In this case, I seem to have just massaged his ego.